The PS Vita has received a lot of different ports over the past few years, and I've highlighted some of them in 2 of my previous videos, but there's still a bunch of PS Vita ports that I've yet to discuss, so in this video I'm going to show off a few more that you may or may not know about. Let's check it out. So the first title is Blasphemous. This game sadly never got released on the Vita because it dropped right around the time when Sony was halting its production of cartridges, but thanks to Gloom, he created a working port of Blasphemous and it runs and plays great. The only things worth noting is that it is still being updated and currently the game runs at a capped 30 FPS, but honestly it's still a really enjoyable experience, especially for fans of 2D Metroidvanias, so if you want a game that is tough but rewarding, Blasphemous is a title worth checking out. And coming in next, Mass Effect Infiltrator. Now I didn't know much about this game before making this video, but I found out that this title actually ties into Mass Effect 3's storyline. It was originally a mobile game that plays in the form of a third-person shooter with various RPG elements. Overall, it runs great on the PS Vita and it's a perfect title to play if you're a fan of the Mass Effect series. Just keep in mind that it does have a few minor bugs, but nothing game-breaking. And the creator is still active in the community, so down the road there will probably be another patch for this to smooth out any issues, so if you do enjoy Mass Effect titles and you want one on your PS Vita, I'd say this is a pretty good game to play on the go. And so the next game is Hollow Knight. This title is another Metroidvania that features a very unique art style that looks great on the Vita's OLED display. Also, the game was recently updated last Christmas to increase FPS in most scenarios, and it fixes the controls to make sure they are more responsive. The creator of this port is Patnos DD, who is responsible for a lot of other Vita titles, and he has done a great job at bringing this classic title to the handheld, so if you enjoy 2D platformers, I'd say Hollow Knight is a game you can't go wrong with. And up next, Cuphead. This is another game created by Patnos DD, who has been able to bring this title onto the Vita. He's been working hard putting out patches every few days and bringing the port to a fully complete state. At the moment, most of the game is playable and it really suits the PS Vita as the controls are intuitive and the visuals look really nice. I'd honestly go as far as saying that I prefer the PS Vita control layout when playing this portably, so if you don't own Cuphead on the Switch yet, I'd recommend trying this one out since it's a great way to play it on the go and it's definitely worth your time. And so moving along, we have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. This is a port of the Android version that released in 2010, but don't let that deter you as it's a really fun game that I'd recommend to anyone who enjoys racing titles. The creator Electri did a really nice job at making this game run at a near stable 60 FPS, along with integrating touchscreen controls that all function and work perfectly, so while some might be disappointed that this isn't the port of the PS3 version, the Android game still plays great and it's very similar in many regards, making it a must own on the Vita if you want a fast racing game. And in next, Half-Life. This one has been around for a long while now and it might be known by most people, but it's still a very fun game that I recommend to those who have never touched the Half-Life series before. The game runs at a near solid 60 FPS and the creator did an excellent job at bringing this one over as the native rendering looks very smooth on the Vita's compact screen. Also, this game does have the original multiplayer over LAN included, but I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to make use of that. Still, the Half-Life port is a great addition to the Vita's library, so if you haven't given it a try yet, I'd recommend you consider. And last but not least is The World Ends With You Solo Remix. This is a port within a port because technically Solo Remix was a refined version of the original game brought onto iOS and Android, and luckily the game works really well on the PS Vita and it all plays on one screen without any slowdown or hiccups. Also, the touchscreen mechanics work great and the controls are quick and easy to use. The creator did a great job at bringing this title over to the Vita, so if you've never tried out this game before, I recommend you give it a go. And so that concludes this video, but before I wrap things up, I just want to give another shout out to the people shown here for making these PS Vita ports possible. I will be sure to leave a link to their profiles in the description below in case you want to learn more about them. I also want to say thank you for all the support I've received on my past videos. I really do enjoy making content, so these kind words in the past month have meant a lot. And with all that said, I just want to say thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you like my content, and I will see you down the road. Bye.